Bonjour, doctors. I sure wish I could be with you in person today. Thank you for attending this session and learning about Damon Ultima. I have dreamed about creating the bracket archwire assembly for over 5 decades. With Damon Ultima, we can achieve first, second, and third order control with minimal or no bending finishing archwire. Just think of that, with no bending or finishing archwires. Obviously, this happens with good bonding techniques, and you may have to make the right torque selection per anterior tooth. But the great thing in this whole technology is it never overdoes anything. It stops when it gets to neutral. That is so exciting, and that's what I've tried for a decade to achieve. You know, it's kind of interesting. When you're in bracket designs and system designs, we've always talked about first, second, and third order. But you know, as I've really studied the structures of brackets and archwires together, and watching the responses periodontally, bone and tissue, I realized that there really should be a fourth order. It's called arch form and functional occlusion. That is just as important as first, second, third order. So I add this fourth order, and we bring this all together to do this, to achieve an end result that puts the teeth in the right position, in the right arch form, the arch shape, and the right functional occlusion. Any full mouth reconstruction guy that is building full mouth, that is doing, this is what they have done for years. And I think it's critically important for us to bring this to our profession. I've been asked several times of, how did you come up with Damon Ultima? I was at a meeting up at the University of Alberta. I'm going to tell a story very quick, with 15 champions that were there. Long story short, Hisham Badawi, Dr. Badawi, had invented the OSA machine that really tested the forces that we were applying on teeth. We were all blown away, totally blown away. I couldn't sleep. The forces, I was on the low end, but I was still way too high. I was putting forces in pounds. One person was putting over 10 pounds of force on teeth in trying to finish, putting torque and all that. We had no idea. That haunted me. And I finally said, I have to come up with something different. I have to make it so we can get home without having to bend, get home with high-tech, low force wires, and that the actual assembly working together gets us home. Well, what do? Put yourself in that position. I just didn't sleep much, and I just kept, what I've been very lucky, when I put all these things in my big head, and they rattle around up there forever. There's not many brains up there, but there's a lot of room for air up there. And what's exciting is that it kept going, and I first started with an adjustable bracket that we could adjust and fix and do, but we couldn't get it small enough. And so, but then I went down and I decided the wire, I finally came up with a wire that was half round and half rectangular. I won't spend time on how it works, but it's an amazing step forward. But as far as the bracket, I knew what we had to have, but it just didn't work. And I, night after night, I'd think. And it was really interesting. Why, one night I can usually feel when something's coming because I get kind of a funny feeling. And I came out of a deep sleep, and I looked at my watch because I yelled out. I says, parallelogram, from a deep sleep. My poor dear wife sitting next to me, she says, are you losing it? What's going on? I says, honey, I've got it. I've got it. It's parallelogram. And at 2:17, it all popped, and that's where it all started to happen. And putting that into this assembly and putting it with this new wire and working together, we are able to get home at an efficient level we've never been able to do before. Healthy patient health for a lifetime is now the goal that's been there for my whole life. I feel we've gone to that level. How exciting. That's what makes Ultima work. Merci.